I know that's the part I love. Yes. Welcome to
every
the
time.
BOP, the BLERD official podcast. We are here. We are excited that you're with us. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. How are we doing? Hilton George, how
Yes.
are you? How is life? How is our baby Nala? What is going on?
Look, I don't know how many more babies she gonna be at 40 pounds. She's putting on 2.5 pounds a week.
40
And
pounds.
people
Like
that
a
saw her
teenager.
like 2 weeks ago was like throwing their back out, trying to pick up and be all cute and legs dangling and all
Oh,
that stuff.
no.
And she's
Wow.
starting to like eat everything. Like, so she gets out in the yard, come back chewing something suspicious. I'm like,
Uh-huh.
I'm
Grass.
gonna have to be I'm
bark.
gonna have to get those what is this thing they put in your mouth to crank up and open the jaw to see what's in there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to start doing that because it's
Same.
just like I thought it was bad with toddlers. You know, toddlers will have like a piece of doo-doo or something in their hand, and when you let it go, you have to chase them down. And man, this dog be chewing on something. Like,
They got like the grip of death.
she be chewing on machine parts for machines I don't have. That's what I'm like. What is? Oh my god! But she's still adorable. She's doing great, and one day soon she'll make her debut on the show. When she don't want to take over the show, have her own mic and headphones.
Right. Oh my gosh, Christi Renee and her luscious hair. How you doing, girl? Look at her. Look at it. Flick it to the side. Flick it to the side. Flick it.
Long and luxurious.
Long and luxurious.
Don't look at my hair and say it ain't luxurious. This when you know it is.
Black girl magic.
Sorry, get a Cat Williams. Yes, honey. I'm good. I'm back in Jersey. I'm back on the East Coast. After a world tour.
Nice.
World Tour 1, about to do another one soon. But yeah, I'm good. It's hot as Hades up here. It's like 86 today. I mean, it's like super warm. I was outside. I went and I took myself on a little treat just to have snacks in the park earlier today. Okay. And I was sweating like oh my god, like nobody's business.
Like
so
a hoe in church.
Like, oh.
That's sweating.
I was trying to avoid that.
Like, I'm trying to like create the sweatiest thing possible.
Oh. I'm a church.
Lord.
I'm
giving
a church
the
girl.
audience a visual.
I am saucy, and
I'm trying to give the audience a visual. Oh my gosh!
Well, you got to tell the audience how cold it's been up till now. That's why you're hot, because you haven't acclimated. It has been the coldest spring ever. It was like 45 degrees 2 days ago.
Well, I missed it.
That's right. You was in Texas.
She missed the cold. She was in the heat.
You missed the tornadoes, right? I mean, like that storm front went through. Okay, because I was looking for you flying through the air. I was watching them YouTube videos, and I was like,
"You're looking for the hair. Look for the hair flying through the air."
It's like black folks and tornadoes. It's just not. It's not our thing. I mean, I'm not saying it don't happen.
None of them disasters is our thing.
I'll never see the tornado aftermath and be a whole bunch of black people running around. No. How are we going to recover? Like, I just
because we gone. When they say evacuate, we're gone. We don't wait.
Like, no, we move. We like buy a new house.
Right.
Oh, that's not what evacuate. I thought we had to like.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Remax.
Yeah. Like literally, we don't wait for the disaster. It's like the horror film. Really black people gonna run. We're gonna get up out. And even though they kill us in the horror film within the first minute, it's still we were the one who took off running. But it's like, come on now. We're not going to run to the danger or like, follow the danger or try to get a video of the danger. Mm-mm. Like how many, we're just not caught up in stuff like that. It's just not how we work, how we're programmed. But I'm glad. This is the thing though. I'm glad we're here, but like, if you think about it, it's early May. So if it's already hot early May, that just means we're going to have an excruciating summer. Oh, like I'm just gonna stay
like a Slim Jim.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay in the air conditioning. It's just not you're gonna not have any outside appearances from Karan Ashley. It's only indoor only.
Limo got to pull right up to the door
and have a tube that delivers me inside. Yes.
That's it. That's it. I don't need anything else. It's too warm to be outside. So yes.
I got all the linen short fits. Just go and do it.
Come on.
Well, you know what? We were just in Philly. We went to Fan Expo Philly. It was a great fun time. Christi Renee was with me, and it was nice and cool. I was loving the 60-degree weather.
Philly Convention Center, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's
and it
right
was
downtown, right in the middle of the city.
Yeah,
that's a good one. That's a real good venue. Lots of food. Hotels are right there.
Yeah.
I love that. I love
walking distance. Yeah, we didn't have to do. I mean, we took an Uber once just because we left campus to go out to dinner, like one time. But it was like we were just there. Like you're right, food, everything's walking distance. It's so great. The show was amazing. Yeah. Oh, we were right there.
I got everybody like hip to Reading Terminal because it is one of the greatest.
That's right. You know Philly,
and we were connected to it, so our building was like
that's right. The train goes right to the convention center, and it
was fantastic. Yes,
freaking fantastic, guys. Something that has been I don't know if it's fantastic, but it has been crazy lately to watch. This orange guy is on trial. Oh my God. Have y'all been watching it? Have you been watching?
Well, I've been watching the reports. They don't have cameras in the courtroom.
Right, but it's like play-by-play reports.
But Fetch artists and then the CNN reporters come out and
they are just word for word.
We in a dystopian future right here.
Crazy.
Yeah. Like this man is what, he on a 9th contempt charge.
Yes.
And ain't been put in handcuffs.
You know what I'm saying? Like if we would,
it's a whole different world for them.
It's my gosh. If so we would do half the stuff this man is doing and tweeting and like putting on his social, whatever, True Social, it's like we would be under the jail. Like we wouldn't get a warning. We wouldn't get a fine. Like you might have had 1 or 2 fines. It's like up to 10 fines. And he's still like acting like the foolery. But what I will say is I will commend the judge, because the judge did say, look, get it together. I don't want to put you in jail, but I will. That's the most threat that he's ever faced. And it's crazy. I don't even every day he walks out and like does his little press thing and then he goes in and then this man is going insane. He has never had to sit through anything like mandatory sit through something and like people are talking crazy. Like Stormy Daniels done told all the business and he just got to sit there and take it. And it's nasty business, guys, like nasty.
Today I read something and I literally had to like go, let me write my phone down because it just felt so gross. But when she said he told her that she reminded him of his daughter.
Yes.
Like, what are we doing? Like, we already knew this.
That it was a creepy love affair for his own daughter.
Spoken aloud into the universe.
To hear it again, right. Years later and go, is that what we doing? Is that what's happening today?
Yeah.
And the craziest part about this is that this man is on trial. He's got 4 criminal indictments. These are criminal indictments, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's on trial for this one, and there'll be other trials that won't be before the election, but and we're watching this folly.
Me off.
But the polls are tied almost between him and Biden. I'm like, what does this man have to do?
What does it take
to fall off the electoral train? It's crazy that half the people are just kind of like, people are online. They're still talking about, they're both the same. They're both just like, I'm like, no, come on,
not even close.
No,
not even
just
like
think
this
for
whole
2 minutes about that.
Yeah. Biden's old. I'd rather have somebody old who doesn't break the law. How about that? How about he's not
just old and boring? That's what presidents are supposed to be. Boring. They're not supposed to be in the tabloids and doing crazy stuff. He's supposed to be running the country. Running the country should be one of the most boring, mundane jobs if it's done right.
Right.
that you could ever do. Right. But we crave drama and we crave conflict. And we crave crazy.
We love
the spectacle. And that's, but I think the polls might be off. He don't have no crowds out in front of the
nothing,
the courthouse or, none of the MAGA people out there. So, I mean, like maybe there's less to these polls than meets the eye, fingers and toes crossed. I don't know.
Yeah. They don't care. I mean, it's like, it's one of those things where it's like, you're right. There aren't any polls. He's stuck in this courtroom for the next 2 more, like probably another month or 2. And he's not out there. And even on the days that he has off, he's not even campaigning. He's like going golfing. Like, I just don't understand. But it's, it's the grossest, most disgusting part of history I think I've ever witnessed. And I don't even understand the support. I don't understand. I just don't even understand.
It's
like you're
not.
right.
It's not about policy anymore. It's not about issues. It's not about the political outlook of the world. It's not conservatism versus liberalism.
No,
it's just I'm a fan of this crazy person that entertains me, or I'm part of a cult and I enjoy being around people that don't question my craziness or my stupidity or my ignorance.
Question my racism.
Or my racism, right? I can just be me and be around other people that I know are like me. Whereas before Trump, people who followed Trump used to have to shut the fuck up in political discussions because they didn't know anything, or what they knew was wrong, or their positions on policies was against history and wrong. And they knew, like, okay, this is not where I'm supposed to be, right?
Yeah.
Now this man is giving them a platform where they feel like they're the silent majority, and they get out there and they just be loud and wrong. And a lot of people like being loud and wrong.
They really do.
And that's
it's
the only thing I could imagine is the appeal. At this point, I just can't imagine. I can't figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
I know. Well, on to brighter notes. We had a fun assignment this week. I mean, it's one of those things when Hilton usually suggests something in the suggestion box. He throws it in the chat. We usually 99.9% go, okay, let's watch it. And I'm glad I did. I actually watched it. It was a new movie on Netflix. It's called Unfrosted. And if you haven't seen it, it's probably trending number 1 or number 2 right now. I mean, it is a huge hit on Netflix. It's funny because I saw reviews for this movie and they were saying it was terrible. And they were giving it all these really bad reviews. And then you put in the suggestion box and was like, oh my gosh, it's one of the funniest movies I've seen this year. So I was like, okay, yeah, let's watch it. It's a movie. It'll be easy. It's quick. We don't have to watch a whole series. And so we watched it, and like, it is so funny. And like, literally, I think every comedian that they could catch is in this film.
And dramatic actor. I mean, there's like real stars doing cameos in this movie.
Unfrosted, it is the story, or it's loosely based on the story of the history of Kellogg's and Post and their bitter rivalry in the 60s, and the introduction of the Pop-Tart. The Pop-Tart changed the game because it was like, up until then, you were having the bowl of cereal, but they really took this story and added so much humor and so much funny and just turned it in. It was almost like a Seinfeld episode. If you ever were a fan of Seinfeld, it's like Seinfeld on steroids. But I'm telling you, Jerry Seinfeld, Hugh Grant, Melissa McCarthy, Sarah Cooper, Jim Gaffigan, Amy Schumer, Bill Burr, Christian Slater, James Marsden. I mean, everybody's in this movie. It's like, I can name 20 more people. Cedric the Entertainer. So many people are in this movie, and it is funny and interesting from start to finish. And it's loosely based on what really happened. Like, it's, but give me your thoughts, because Hilton, this was the one you suggested. So tell us why, like, the minute you saw it, you were like, I can throw this in the chat.
So if you're a Netflix fan like we are, you might have caught a couple of episodes, or at least saw that there are episodes of this show called Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee, right?
Yes.
And this was Jerry Seinfeld. It basically would get like an old car, because he collects cars. He's a big car fan. And they would go somewhere with like a famous comedian or actor, and he would sit across from them and they would have coffee and have these conversations. And I thought it was like really interesting to hear him off the cuff. And I just became a Seinfeld fan. I wasn't a fan of the show, but I became a Jerry Seinfeld fan because of that show, because of that. And then this comes on. I'm like, I could stand to watch and see what he does, because I like his stand up and all this sort of thing. And from the minute this movie starts, it is just absurd. It doesn't have a first gear. It's already off the hook.
Yeah.
And the
I was just waiting for them to start singing, because it was
waiting. It was just that insane. I was like,
wasn't a musical.
I was like, we just doing it like this. We just gonna jump right into crazy. And it's this surreal world with all these pastel colors, and it's this tall tale told by Jerry Seinfeld to this kid at a lunch counter, bar, wherever they are. And you're just like, you never even thought about, there's a story behind Post and Kellogg. We don't even think about how the rivalry between them. And I used to live near Battle Creek, and Battle Creek I was like, that's right, because Battle Creek, it's like the cereal capital of the country, and they live that shit over there. Like it's signage everywhere of cereal and Pop-Tarts and
Thank God for Battle
Creek. Battle Creek is exactly as you would. If you've never been to Battle Creek, close your eyes and imagine what Battle Creek is like, and you're probably right. And so being shot there, everything, it just took me back. And I mean, the script, the writing was amazing. Even when people were riffing, the story is just almost to a fault. It's absurd, but it's somehow, I mean, this milk cartel and
oh my God, it's hysterical.
Yes.
Peter Dinklage is in there.
Yes. Like how they get Peter Dinklage? Like how they get him?
And he is so off the chain. He is like so in character. Like you're thinking to yourself, like they are taking these roles seriously. They had
serious.
like a little vignette with Mad Men. I was like, what are you talking about? It's just
John Hamm.
I was in tears crying. And not just because it's slapstick funny, because it's not like Kevin Hart funny, bam, bam. It's just like, it's super cute.
It's so charming.
It's Thank you. It's very charming. Yeah. It gets you in the gills, in the heart, because it's got this weird nostalgia because you're kind of like, oh yeah, I remember that cereal. And we used to make fun of the Quaker Oats guy, and here's this guy playing the Quaker Oats guy.
Yeah,
like
it's a Quaker. That's an actual.
He's literally
Quaker.
a Quaker who's religious and pious, and like let the oats speak for themselves. You don't need all that flavor.
Plain flavor.
Just, so just this whole ridiculous world that has a story that has never been told in this vignette before. Yes. Was just so original. I don't even somebody like Seinfeld, I'm like, how do you even pitch something like that?
Right.
Like, I want to tell the story about the inception of the Pop-Tart. And people are like, what? And it was just off the hook. This movie could have been released in theaters and done well.
Yeah.
It really was just that good. And I stumbled on it and I had to share it with you guys. I said, if I'm sitting there, tears coming, I'm crying, I know they're going to at least chuckle. And so I'm glad you liked it.
Yeah, well, I mean, one thing you can say, like, I think you said all the right adjectives, like it's all of those things. But one thing I will say is it just shows how intelligent, Jerry Seinfeld is. Like, it was like you take something so Americana, like the Pop-Tart cereal, the 1960s, like, everybody's seen a movie that looks like this. And then you put all these amazing actors in it and you just make it so funny and so charming, but it's not forced. Like, it's just silly on this, like the silliest level, but it wasn't ever like, like you said, it didn't get slapstick. It just stayed in that zone of cute, funny, and just absurd. Like, so absurd. But Christi, you instantly jumped in the chat and you instantly were like, oh my God, this is funny. This movie is hilarious. What was one of your favorite parts?
Well, I loved it. I loved how the writing and the timing and just the you could tell that there had to be moments of just pure freestyle. And I love moments like that because they'll just let people be, who they are and what they have done, what makes them who they are. And again, just the cast alone, it's just it's everybody. The two little kids, all three of the little kids that are in here, from the first little guy that he's talking to.
Yes.
His name is Isaac Bay. And then the two kids in the dumpster. Lord, I mean, just the smarts that they were able to
crying, laughing,
and their delivery. It was I loved. It was a whole movie of puns. I mean, there was puns intended. Like you want to be intentional. This film truly had all of the lines, all of the zingers. Melissa McCarthy is just one of my favorite people on the planet. Anyway, she can do no wrong.
She can do no wrong. Yeah.
And I thought that her character was hysterical. Just all of it was so good. Again, the delivery, just the simplicity of it. It was so simple and it was easy, but yet it was complex because of the way that they were able to tie in. Like, they're going to get in things that are happening today. They're going to get in the things that are happening tomorrow. And they're going to talk about the things that happened in the past. I mean, the whole President Kennedy thing, like every.
Oh my God. Bill Burr playing President Kennedy killed me. I was like, are you ask not.
And did you stay? If anybody, did you stay for the after, the outtakes and the after scenes? And it's like I was trying to get an award here. Like I didn't know. What do you want me to be?
Right.
Like it's just hysterical.
Yeah.
I mean, Hugh Grant as
Hugh Grant. God. He is literally
Tony the Tiger,
the Scroogiest man. Like he's like literally the Scroogiest man in real life. Like people say he's so like British and bothered and like, but he plays these characters. He plays those characters almost in every movie. Like he was a character like that. He was the Oompa Loompa in Wonka.
Yes,
and he is so mad.
So good.
But in here he was like Tony the Tiger, who is this like he's basically a Shakespearean actor who's gotten the job to play Tony the Tiger, and he just can't stand being the Tony the Tiger, but wants to be this better actor.
And the cameraman that kept getting frustrated, like, oh my God, there is no lab. Like, what are you saying? Like, it was just brilliant. It was brilliant. It was that perfect comedic relief that we really needed.
We needed a happy movie.
You did good. It was good.
With all the things that are happening in the real world, and we're watching this crazy like trial that we needed a happy movie. Yeah. And you know what, like Seinfeld, I wasn't a huge fan, but I did watch it when it was out. I watched some episodes, and what I always admired about that show was that it was all improv. Like they had obviously the scenario, but the actors would go in and like it was complete improv. So if you watch it and go, this is improv, this is not scripted, that really just shows you what a genius it takes to work in those situations. But that kind of, like you said, in this movie, you're getting that. So it probably was scripted to a certain point, but Jerry Seinfeld being the way that he is, he likes to work in an improv situation and loves the organic funny, like the funny things that happen organically to just come about. And it's golden.
And the situational comedy.
Yeah.
Man.
It does so much of the work that the actors can just wing it and stay on track, because just like, here's the setting, here's where this plot is going, you can't go wrong. I mean, when you simulate the attack on the Capitol with all the mascots, going to post headquarters
with the horns,
the horns, trying to stop the certification of the Pop-Tart.
Unbelievable.
Because the Pop-Tart was going to put out the cereal. Like basically, if Pop-Tart gets passed, then that means cereal is going to be less
which is
popular.
Not the case.
But that's what the cereal mascots, led by Hugh Grant, the Tony the Tiger, and Snap Crackle Pop. Snap Crackle Pop was the best.
Oh my God, that's an SNL cast. Like that.
Yes, they are directly from SNL.
Yes. Mikey Day, like, oh my God, I love them.
Well, see, I had forgotten so many of the mascots for the cereals that I grew up eating
that part
until they showed up on screen. I'm sitting there like, Snap. What is his name? Crackle. Oh my God! Like these guys are from Rice Krispies, and this guy is from And then you're like watching them, in the office shit talking the competition. Like, can you believe what they did with alphabets? Like they spelled out a bad word or choked on it, and like
hysterical.
What the?
I love the whole scene with El Sucre. And that's our guy. That's our guy from Ozark. Because I kept
Exactly. So scary in Ozark.
He played a Cuban sugar cane like drug dealer, basically.
Cartel man. Yeah. Cartel. He's just, and it was terrifying. And that whole scene, that whole delivery with when they went to visit,
and then the Cuban Missile Crisis being a subtext around getting around the embargo to Cuba to get sugar so that you can fight.
I think what also makes this so damn smart is that it really does say a lot about, Americans' consumerism and capitalism and just how ridiculous we really are. Like, as a collective, we really are ridiculous, and we really have our hands in a lot of stuff. And by we, I don't mean you and I mean them that run this particular piece of land on this rock. It's insane. It's cool to yes, it's cool to laugh, but it's like, damn, if you really sit back and go, we look silly. Like, look at the shit that we've done. We've had our hands in, and all the conspiracies and things that we want to, brush under the rug under the National Union rug. It's like, yeah, we're
still to this day. Shoot.
We're not right.
And Amy Schumer, she actually plays a real character, Marjorie Post, who was she's actually
crazy.
Spent her whole life running the Post cereal company. And I mean, it's like, but they made her out to be like this evil, like she was basically like I don't know.
Hats.
Yeah. I mean, the wardrobe alone. Can we give it up for the wardrobe, the hair and makeup?
The wardrobe department, unbelievable.
It was set up in the 50s, early 60s style. The cars. I mean, what people don't know, but obviously you guys do because you've worked in that Hollywood style setting. To do a period piece in like a city setting and not have like a late model car somehow end up in the shot when you're doing a shoot on the LA street is insane. Because, when you try to say, okay, we're going to shoot something that's supposed to be 50 years in the past, you have to erase all of the present. Everything.
Yes.
And there was nothing that happened during my watching this that took me out of the 50s.
Yeah.
Like I really, they didn't do anything forecasty. They didn't, it was just, they just really stayed in zone, even though they were wacky, even when they were doing throwbacks or throw ups for, things that are contemporary as far as subject matter.
Right.
It still felt like, okay, they're on set, they're in this zone.
It was authentic.
And they are authentic. And so that part of my brain never got derailed. Sometimes things happen in a movie that take you out of the movie. Right.
Right.
And nothing happened during the entire screening of this that made me think I was not in this magical fictional fever dream that that Jerry Seinfeld was telling. And that was really, that's just a quality movie and quality storytelling.
Yeah, art department. Like that is art departments win awards for stuff like this because it's like you said, if it's in the 60s, it cannot look like you can't see a cell phone tower. You can't see, it has to authentic. Yeah. It has to look like, what it would look like. And it did. There was no, like every I was dotted and every T was crossed on the art.
I know side. For a fact that at some point there was a discussion, like, should we release this in theaters? Like, with the quality of the movie that was made, I think it would have done well because there's nothing in the theater like it. Right. We haven't had that light movie that is kind of for everybody. I think everybody could enjoy this movie. I don't care who you are. There's nothing you cannot relate to in this film. Right.
Right.
And this would have been like the thing that everybody goes out and sees. It's, Dune is in the theaters, Attack of the Planet of the Apes, or one of the Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. These are kind of dark, serious movies you might not take a 10-year-old to. This you could take, like, everybody can go see. And it would be just a great viewing. So I'm just like, wow, I bet Netflix was kind of like, we better get this before like Paramount does.
Right.
Because this would be the kind of movie that people might not see on opening weekend, but then shows like us talk about like the weekend after opening, and then it starts building up, kind of like Godzilla -1. Right. And just blows up. So it's that good.
It was that good. It's so funny. If you just need a laugh and you need something light and you need something that isn't like, it does deal with political issues and it's there, but it's done so well. This is the film you got to watch. And Netflix has really been investing a lot of money into their feature film side of everything. So it's a Netflix exclusive. But yeah, Jerry Seinfeld. I was shocked because literally there are so many bad reviews. Like, who are these critics? Who are the critics that do not like this movie? Yeah. Like, what did you want? That's like, what did you want? Like, I don't understand. Like, this was really good, done really well. And like, everybody showed up and showed out. Like, I can't say there's anybody that was cast in a part that didn't wasn't perfectly cast. Like, even people you didn't expect.
We even got George Wallace. Like, we got.
I mean, come on.
Earthquake was in it.
Like, I mean,
he was himself too.
So many cameos, even in these little parts, that if you just, it was so much to savor, like just by looking at the screen and just seeing what's happening, because you get that little vignette, or you get that little cameo. I mean, Christian Slater.
Oh,
I mean, just
so
you know,
good.
And again, everyone is like really playing their role like it's a serious role. Like he is part of the milk mafia, and I'm not cracking up every time they say cut. Like it's just he's like really in character. He's got that sinister, kind of grin to him and everything. I mean, El Sucre was playing, not joking around. It was so. It's like, oh my god! And he shot the ventriloquist puppet. Like,
oh my god, he was so committed to it.
He assassinated the ventriloquist puppet.
What do you want? But you know what I think happened, and I'll be honest with you. I think movies like this on platforms like Netflix are always at risk because people are not sequestered into the movie experience like when you go into a theater. People watch casually. I've seen it, and they'll see a movie that I think is amazing. And there's just some movies that have to be seen in the theater. Like I watched Dune 2 in IMAX. This is one of the most amazing theater experiences I've ever had next to Endgame. And someone's like, oh, on Max. I'm like, yeah, but you got a 40-inch television with a talk radio sound system, and there's a lot of people moving around in your house, and you got ADHD. You're not going to follow the movie. You're not going to plug in.
Yeah.
I think that might be what happened with a lot of these folks who watched. They were kind of, it's on, and I'm doing some other stuff. And if you weren't plugged in, you missed some of these little nuggets that we really are talking about and enjoyed. And that's the only thing I can imagine that make people watch this and say they didn't like it. Like you just, because you didn't really watch it, didn't allow yourself to be transported. And that's unfortunate.
So unfortunate. So unfortunate. Oh, yeah. So if you have not watched this movie, you got to watch it. Like, I mean, you want to laugh.
Take your shoes off.
Right.
Relax.
Netflix and chill. Like that was our thing,
that's
right?
Literally.
That's
the literal. Yes. If it was a movie, if it was a moment, that's it. Like watch this film.
Yes. Oh my goodness. So guys, what is the latest? Hilton, you got to give us the latest on BLERDCon. We are, about 2 months out. We're 44 days out to Ranger Stop and Pop. Like, talk about a countdown. I know, it's like, oh shoot, like it's always this time of year though that you're like, where did the year go? Like we literally said, oh, we're gonna have a year, we're gonna take our time, we're gonna do all these things, and now we're like, oh god, we're like a month away, a month and a half. Oh my goodness.
Yes,
that's where you are. That's you're a couple months, we're 1 month, or 45 days. It's crazy. The show is happening at like very soon. And
we've got a lot of new moving parts, and I'm really excited. And this is just I'm not going to get too many details in here because there's still details to work out. But we are working on doing some offsite experiences for our day zero. So the Thursday of BLERDCon, we're going to have some activities happening offsite that we've never had before. In this past year, in 2023, we had something for the VIPs, which was day zero programming, where we had some, panels and workshops that were selected so that people who had their VIP badges could come in and, get a kind of like an additional day of BLERDCon, where everybody else would come in on Friday. Well, we're working with the city and we're going to be doing some really cool stuff, perhaps with Alamo Draft House, which is about a quarter mile away.
Ooh. Nice.
There's this amazing park right across the street that we're working to put some promotional events, parties and activations in. So that Thursday is going to have some really, really cool stuff going on. And man, I'm telling you, it's going to be big. I mean, the kind of names and the kind of people that are going to show up at this, you're going to be like, this is the opening of the con. And that's where my energy is really directed. For the con in general, I mean, the guest list. I mean, obviously, Karan Ashley, the Ranger, is going to be there. Yes, both representing herself and the BOP.
Yes,
we're catching some interviews with Christi and myself. Running around doing our thing like we always do.
Absolutely.
We'll be at MomoCon before that during
we are. We'll all be at MomoCon. Oh,
already set up. Already set it up. Loving it. We had so much fun last year. I can't wait. We just announced Phil Lamar, as one of our celebrity guests. We've never had him before.
I love Phil. He's so amazing.
Yes, he really is. I've met him several times. It's always been a conflict with for people who don't know, a lot of conventions will book a guest, an artist, and a celebrity, and say, well, within a certain period of time and within a certain range, mile range, you can't have anything else going on. Like you can't come to DC and then go to Baltimore the following week.
Right.
You have to, well, he was doing Awesome Con like every year. And it would be like 2 weeks, 3 weeks before BLERD Con, and it just wouldn't work. We had the same problem with trying to get Walter Jones to come out.
Walter Jones, yeah.
And because of the same reason. But Awesome Con was in early March. So it freed up the schedule. So these things came together. Segue in. We also have Walter Jones is coming out for his first one, the Black Ranger. This guy has got an amazing energy. He's a friend of the family, obviously. Karan here. The fandom is just eating it alive because, like I said, it's one of those things where you're the Black Nerd Convention. Why don't you have Phil Lamar? Why don't you have Walter Jones? Because these are guys who go to cons and do cons all the time, and they're seeing all of these cons where these people are, and they're like, why not BLERDCon? And now we've got them.
We've literally tried for 2 or 3 years to get Walter for you, so it's like it finally the stars aligned.
We were so close that one year.
And I know I put an extra touch this year.
Yes.
The last time I saw him saying, dude, if you don't do nothing else, if you don't do nothing else, get the BLERD. Like just the whole.
He is such a cool. I'm so excited to see what he does with the energy of that space. And you guys already know. So when he find out, you put Walter Jones in that space,
I just
we might have to push him out the door Sunday.
DJ. I just want to know, is the DJ coming back?
Oh, that's another thing
we're working on. Do we know? You still working that out?
Still working that out.
You better get her. Listen,
we're working on things, and trust me, it is nip and tuck. That's what we say in the country. But we do have a celebrity DJ coming in. His name is Dimitri. He's both an influencer, cosplayer, DJ. Really, really, really great guy. Met him at KatsuCon, and he's going to be spinning one of the nights, and we're going to be announcing that. We got some amazing live acts that are coming out. We also have Ahmed Best, who we announced. Now, if you don't know who Ahmed Best is, he's the voice of Jar Jar Binks, and he's also the Jedi Kelleran Beck, who is the Jedi when the doors opened in The Mandalorian, who saved Grogu during Order 66. And you may know he caught a lot of flack, around that character, Jar Jar Binks. The fandom really mistreated him for a while there, and it was really rough.
I don't even understand.
There's nothing to understand. Just the fandom can be a very toxic place. And I think it got so bad, even the fandom was like, okay, look, we're being really shitty right now. So the fandom was so excited to see his arc turn around and have him. It's not even like, I don't even want to call it a redemption arc, but it feels like, this is re-embrace of him. And this is his first full con. So, to get him was really special. And another first timer that we have, which we announced a few months ago, is Atandwa Kanai, who you may know as King T'Chaka, the young King T'Chaka from Black Panther. He's an amazing actor. He's doing Othello in New York right now, and he's coming down. We are his first nerd convention.
I love it.
Perfectly honest, this is the crazy thing. He is the highest profile star from the Black Panther franchise to do a nerd convention. Like nobody from the Black Panther cast really does.
They don't do cons.
Right? Does not do cons. I mean, they do the mandatory stuff, pressers and stuff.
They do the San Diego Comic-Con, which is all Hollywood. That's like, the studio. Marvel says you need to come because we're announcing.
You got to do it for the studio, but they do not do the nerd conventions, and it's just been really interesting. But I've been trying for like 5 years to get him, and I'm so excited. I personally am more excited for him than probably anybody else because no one's ever seen him in a nerd space. He's got this amazing energy. I think he's going to be awesome. And it's just going to be a great BLERD weekend, you know.
I love it.
And here's the thing to remember: this is our last year in the summer. BLERDCon after this 2024 summer will be in the first weekend in March for 2025, and in that zone forevermore. You know, for a lot of logistical reasons.
I'm actually happy because I don't want to go and burn my booty. Like we just be for no reason. Like
it's the weather, but it's also very
breaks every year.
Yeah.
Well, not just that. It's very crowded from Labor Day, from Memorial Day to Labor Day is what we call con season.
Yeah.
And it's like every week there's like
every
3
weekend.
conventions.
There's a show
somewhere from, you know, Florida, Atlanta, New York, Texas, California.
Everywhere.
You could go for days. And there's only so much PTO, and there's only so much money, and there's only so much time people have. And then the sponsors, you know, get tied up, and vendors can't be 2 places at once. And so I think we're going to really have this opportunity to expand in some unique ways by moving into this more moderate space for the community. So we're really excited, even though it's going to be a truncated promotional calendar. So that's pretty much all the headlines that I'm allowed to say.
That's a lot.
If you'd asked me like a week ago, I would have been able to only say half of that.
I know.
But as you know, I wait for counter signatures before I say anything. Like
I know.
Don't nod and fist bump me and tell me.
That's amazing, though. Yeah, no, it's like you got to get those contracts signed because then you just don't know. People be like, "Yeah, I'm coming," and then it just falls through for whatever reason. So yeah, I understand. We will get another update on BLERDCon just so that we can stay up to date. I have some big announcements for Ranger Stop and Pop. Like Ranger Stop and Pop, like I said, it's 45 days out. We're getting very close, about a month away. Obviously, we're going to have so many Power Rangers in the house. I think we're up to like 30. I don't know how many. We got so many. And it's like all of the Dino seasons, obviously Mighty Morphin, Dino Thunder, Dino Fury. We've got Dino Charge. I mean, it's like we are bringing it. Plus we've got a ton of exactly though.
Who all gonna be there?
Everybody. And we have a ton of just a bunch of never done cons in America before kind of cast, because you know at one point Power Rangers moved to New Zealand, so there are people who've never done an American con that are going to be at the show, which is so cool. We have the original cast of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Come on now.
So it's the original animated voices. I mean, this is Rob Paulson. I mean, Rob Paulson is, you know, obviously Michelangelo, but he's like Pinky in the Brain. He's like every freaking cartoon voice you could ever think of. Animaniac. He is like everything. So it's going to be so cool. We've got Dante Basco and Jenny coming from Avatar, the original voices of Avatar. Yes. Yes. So it's not just Power Rangers. It's like Avatar, Ninja Turtles, and we just announced Kel Mitchell from Keenan and Kel from Good Burger. He's coming to the show. But guys, we're doing an exclusive. For the first time ever, he is doing an exclusive photo op dressed as Ed from Good Burger.
Oh my God.
So you can come to the show and you can
call the mayor.
You can take your photo with Ed. He's gonna be in costume. Like we had
probably gonna be talking like this.
Y'all don't understand how rare this is, America.
He doesn't do it. This is the first time.
They do not want to get in those costumes. They do not want to dress.
They don't.
Spider-Man here. They don't. No.
This one right here will never do it. She won't even wear yellow.
Do it. Yeah.
Listen, she won't even put on yellow clothes. Like she just. They don't do
this is as yellow as it gets. This gold on my shirt.
Lying.
So he's actually getting in the costume. He's doing an original photo op. And then this like, and you can also buy a video like where he's like, "Welcome to Good Burger, the home of the good." Like he's doing the videos. Yes.
So got 45 Power Rangers, and she got Cal in costume doing videos. You don't need nothing else. Just tell everybody else is going home.
Right. It's so much. So it's going to be so much fun. But yeah, that's like that it's like juggling, right? So we're just like juggling and making sure that everything is correct and everybody's good and all the stuff. And we've had some amazing sponsors come in, and I mean, it's been such a beautiful year. And we're at a new location, the Omni at the CNN Center right there.
I didn't know y'all moved to the Omni.
Yes, we moved to the Omni. We like stepped it up. Yeah,
you need to know the Omni is dope because that's where MomoCon's headquarter hotel is, and it's got all of the. It's
we're in the best place possible, and we've already signed the contract for next year, so we're at the Omni. We're gonna be there forever.
Waffle House is within the walking distance.
The Waffle House is right across.
You can see one Waffle House from the other Waffle.
Yes, that's crazy. That's so crazy. I can't wait,
Hilton. This is why I love you. You're speaking my love language. You can see the Waffle House. You can see both Waffle Houses from the Waffle House. Like, yes.
And I wish I was joking too.
No. My favorite Waffle House that we eat at every time we go to Atlanta, we eat at that Waffle House. It's right across from the park. Yep. Yeah. It's right there.
And that's the bougie one where like they say wait to be seated. Like, oh. I didn't slip on the floor. Y'all actually use soap on with the mop. Like, oh God.
Yes. Yeah, but we will all be at MomoCon, and we're gonna be promoting both shows. And so you can come see us, and hopefully I've already put in the bid that we need to be next to each other like we were last year.
I've already seen the assignments. We're right next to each other.
We are, yay!
We're at booth 100 and 101 in the clubs and organizations.
We're not moving mid-show.
In the back one. We're at the last section.
Yes.
Hey, missus, we got music. We always got music, DJs. I got my big screen. It's gonna be crazy.
We'll be giving away prizes, like we're giving away bags, we're giving away tickets, we're just gonna do it all. And it's gonna it's literally gonna be a BLERD Con, Ranger Stop and Pop like party. Like we have dance contests out of nowhere. Like we have singing contests.
I'm gonna be in costume this year. I'm gonna do something.
Yeah, I bought her. Tell them the costume I bought you for your birthday.
Let me show you guys. So I've been wanting for the longest. This will be one for fun.
Wait,
you know what I mean?
I bought this and I told my friend Mikey, I was like, this is what we're giving her for her birthday. And he was like, are you serious?
Because he didn't know. I've wanted to be in a dinosaur, blow up dinosaur for so long. Gosh. Yeah, wow. I've been wanting to do this for the longest, but this is the half body. So wait, when I saw it, I was so excited. Then I was like, oh, it's a half body. Yeah. And she said it's too hot to be in the full body because I really want the full body.
You can't be in that full.
But I told her, I said that'll be my Christmas gift because I'm gonna need a winter suit and this is my summer suit.
Only Christi Renee wants to be in that blow up. You know how the blow up dinosaurs be walking around. She wants to be in that.
Chasing people, falling all over. Like I want to do all the funny shit. Like it's so much fun. So I love them.
Gosh.
And of course they got me all my spooky Michael Myers stuff too. So I was treated very well as an early birthday gift because y'all know what's coming. Oh wait, I'm gonna wait for you to ask me what's on the horizon for me. I ain't got no Comic-Con.
What's on the horizon for the big 50, the big 50, Chris?
Well, you just spoiled. I was gonna surprise people.
Oh well, I didn't know you were doing a monologue. You just said what? That was your presentation. Oh, go ahead, present.
No, well, now everyone knows I'm going to be turning the big 50 in about 9 days, and it's a big deal. I'm going to be at all these shows though that everybody's talking about. I will be there, sauntering and sashaying and strangeying through.
You did that before.
I do that everywhere.
Tell us something new. Remember she tried to come out at our panel? And she was like, we were like, what are you? She like,
that's what I do.
And me and Hilton were just like,
what is she?
She wants to come out.
I was like, film this. I got to come out. It was my first, that was MomoCon.
That was your first con. Yeah.
2 years ago, MomoCon was my first con. So that was I'm excited to be back. But yes, I'll be turning the big 50 guys and I'm excited. So child, y'all finna catch these wigs. You finna catch these looks. You finna get this beat for the goal.
Don't play with my sister. She is not
y'all
joking.
Getting all the energy. You know I'm not, because you know how
y'all think this is jokes. Y'all gonna come out of the booth playing games, and you're gonna get your knee popped.
They're gonna be like, who is this?
Trying to keep up.
Who is this extra read all about it kind of woman over here? Like just so extra that Christi Renee.
So extra.
So extra.
Y'all be so dignified. I'm like, somebody gotta bring the sauce.
I know.
Gotta bring this.
Well, because we got like we just like got like businesses, and so we got to be professional, right? Like,
hey, I'm a whole brand. I'm a business.
Brand
This is me. I bring the excitement.
Yeah, I was on a children's television show. I can't like it has to only go so far.
It never stops. We gonna stay. We gonna keep the fire going.
Extra. Read all about it.
About to be lit with an extra L. So we gotta keep it. We gotta keep an eye on. We gotta make sure our sisters stay hydrated.
Yes, please.
Yes. I'm gonna keep some Aleve in my pocket over here.
Yes, please.
And I'm gonna keep some
Aleve and some weed.
See, you see, this is what you're talking about, Karen.
Is it legal? See, is it legal in Georgia?
Well, I don't know if it's legal in Georgia. So you about to have me looking like
have
Trump
you caught up
in court?
Have you on some indictments? Indicted up.
Indicted. No.
Indicted. So yes. Oh my God. Okay, so we're going to obviously we have to eat at Waffle House. And Fat Pats. Fat Mats. Yeah, I said Fat Pats.
Yep. And we got to go to Gus's. We got to go to Gus's fried chicken. We missed Gus's. We ain't been to Gus's.
We did.
I stopped eating.
You stopped eating. Well, you stopped eating so that you could eat in New Orleans, and then you're going to eat in Atlanta because we eating in Atlanta.
Yeah. I eat when I'm not on the road. I mean, when I'm on the road, and then I come back and I don't eat. I eat like.
Well, that's but you in New Jersey. You're supposed to it's not like a food capital. You gotta go out your way to go get the real
Jersey
good
ain't
stuff
known for nothing. Like
so
you
Philly come from New Orleans.
Cheesesteaks.
You know, like you come from New Orleans, somebody try to put a beignet in front of you, and you'd be like,
See, there is not a beignet safe.
I'm eating all the beignets.
All of them.
I'm making room right now.
See, like you go to New York, you eat the pizza. You go to Atlanta, you get soul food. Yes. Like you got to do these things. You got to do these things. I mean, we down south. How you gonna go down south and not have fried chicken? You know,
that's funny.
And some real.
I love how cheap Gus's is. Gus is
like
$8 for a whole
for 3 wings.
Like, damn.
And 6 sides. Like we had it was shit all over that table. It was amazing.
And it was like $60.
And look, and
like 9 people.
That sweet tea, the instant, what they call it, diabetes.
Diabetical. It's just diabetical.
Just hit you right in the pancreas.
You know, just shut all your organs down.
On site.
On site.
We got defibrillators under every table.
Oh, Lord.
To bring folks back.
Go hit it back right there.
I know. Okay, so we got our plan. We're gonna do our thing. Do we have anything else? Any other news? Because I mean, we're getting towards the end of this, guys. You know, the hour goes really fast. I mean, it's like every time we get together, it's like so much fun. So it's like next thing we know, it's like over. It starts and then it's over. And
I mean, you know what? Here's it's something we didn't really get to, but when BLERDCon moves to March, like I'll actually be free to come to Ranger Stop and Pop. Like I've never been because
you can be a guest.
Like no, I will show up and say
he's like, I just want to come for fun.
No, nobody in Atlanta is going to come to the con to see me.
Come meet Hilton. Hilton tries to play it down. Hilton is like so famous for BLERDCon. And he tries to always play it down like nobody knows who he is. Like he ain't got no social life.
People got to be told. They'd be like, he's right there. And people be like, behind the dude with the glasses? Like, no.
Everybody but you.
You sure that's him?
We're sure. Hilton George, the face of BLERDCon. Yes. Look at him. He don't like it.
I love it.
This mug. I'll put somebody else's face on and give me a mask. Where my mask at?
Oh my goodness.
Put
a helmet on.
Put a helmet on.
I like that hat, Hilton. That's a nice
like this one?
Yeah, that's a nice. That is Black Panther.
Oh, is that Black Panther?
Yes. And this is the T'Chaka version because it's gold. So I've been waiting to break it out. You know, I got a big head, so I got to get like the extra 8.5.
Oh my God. So extra.
Listen, so I had to put it on.
You got to get the sizer, like got to get the extender.
I can't play, and well with fitteds, I got to
fitted hats. You got to get the right size.
You got to get the right size. I do. This peanut don't
just circulation off.
Yeah, you know, you be looking.
I can't wear hats because my hair, my braids are too thick. Like I need a hat that's like 3 times the size because the weave on top of my head.
Get you a hat at BLERD that's gonna be perfect for you with hair. It's called curl cap.
My
and
nugget.
it's got that silk that you sleep on as a black woman. That's inside in the hat, and it's got a bigger extended back. They're sponsoring some stuff at BLERDCon, so there will be hats. I will let her know that Karan Ashley and crew would like to rock your hat. So if you got anything that
extra
you can bring
large
for them
for the weave,
make it work.
Because I have like 9 packs of hair on my head. It's like Karen's head plus 9 packs of hair. Yeah, that's why I got neck problems. Like now I'm like wondering why. I'll be like, I know exactly why my back hurt.
I'll put you in a brace. You need to be in a brace.
I need
get some support.
Right? Like something.
Get them gold bands. That's cultural. We can get some of those and let that.
This is the part I'm not part of this discussion at all.
See,
I just gotta keep my fade going.
You have a daughter now, Hilton. You need to listen to Girly Talk. You've got Nala. You've got a daughter now. You got to go through it. Like your girl.
And people, look, I'm already having to protect people. Everybody want to touch her and talk about how pretty it should be. Watch out now. Get yourself.
Yeah, you can't let everybody
trying to steal my.
You can't let everybody touch your dog. No,
I always answer no. As a dog parent of decades, can I touch it? No, you cannot. Sorry.
Their face go wah wah wah.
Yeah,
like that is the most.
That's not a bad idea.
That people be so like what?
They think it's just so.
She's not a therapy dog.
You gotta set boundaries.
You're gonna be an attack dog when she hit 130 pounds.
Ooh, Nala gonna be scary.
She's got to be not, a socializer to a degree, but then it's like, protect her as well. Cause people do get a little handsy. A lot of people get their dogs stolen that way too. It's like you over socialize.
Nightmare scenario.
Don't make them mean, but make them, it's just, so
she's a Rottweiler.
We on the elevator. And you don't need to touch my dog on the elevator.
Yeah. She's got that territorial stuff. It's like, if she's in the house or in the yard, anybody on the outside of the fence or the outside of the house is an enemy. Yeah. But if I let them in and I introduce them, then she's just all puppy happy. So she's got the right switch.
That's good.
Right.
That's good.
And I'm like, okay, if I can preserve that, but just add murder to the one side. In case somebody really tries something, I can just hit the right.
Wait till Nala gets bigger and she goes out in the backyard and brings you a present. And it's like a critter.
A rabbit.
Yeah. Like she done captured prey.
My sister has schnauzers and they bring, I think that's what they are. And one time they brought in, before they moved from Texas to Seattle, to Washington, one of the dogs went outside and then they came in and had a whole rabbit because they had bunnies in Frisco.
What state was
the
this?
Backyard. This is Texas.
Oh, I'd have fried that up. I'd have been like,
rabbit,
hold on.
No,
let's judge. Let's see the weight. Let's check the weight.
We don't eat rabbit.
Of the rabbit.
Not with you.
Haas and Pfeffer. You don't remember Haas and Pfeffer?
Have you had a rabbit before? You've had rabbit meat?
Yeah. I'm from the country. I have had rabbit.
I'm from the country and I don't eat nothing.
Yeah, gator.
I had gator.
Legs. You eat frog legs?
Yeah. Nope. New Orleans. I had gator legs, which I thought was a metaphor. Like, it's just the way they fry. Maybe it's some turkey wings, and they just call it gator leg. No, it's
it's a real gator.
They eat everything in New Orleans.
I'm eating alligator legs.
They eat possum
on Burger Street, and they good. So yeah,
I know. I was in Alaska recently again. And they were like, if you don't eat the deer hot dog, then why are you here? Like, why did you come if you don't eat and I just couldn't do it.
Well, I don't want jerky.
Deer jerky. They had deer everything.
Deer jerky, bear jerky.
They gave us jerky in our bag, and it was salmon jerky. Okay. Have you ever had salmon jerky? Like,
but now I want to.
Neat.
Yeah, I got one. I got one. I'll bring it to you. It's in my bag still.
Oh,
it's like
I know
I want some salmon jerky. I would eat that.
I don't eat tuna out of a can. So why would I eat that? Oh my God.
She done went to Alaska and turned her nose up at salmon.
I did. I was like, I don't eat salmon.
Why'd you get off the plane?
I'm the only person who doesn't eat salmon. But I was eating halibut the whole time I was there. Halibut is so amazing.
Wait,
I don't eat salmon. I don't know.
Salmon? What is going on here?
I know. No, I don't. Halibut is delicious. It's mild. Salmon is too fishy. Like, I don't eat salmon.
I love salmon. You're missing out in your life, honey. And I make it so well, baby. You know them pork chops you can talk.
I'd rather have pork chops.
I did a lot of pork chops in Texas, by the way.
See?
I thought of you every time. I got
you didn't make me one though.
Because you were up in Alaska.
It's been 3 years since we've been doing cons, and you ain't made me no pork chops or macaroni and cheese like I asked for a long time ago.
This time in Texas,
Hilton.
I got you.
And you ain't made me no chili, Hilton. Ain't made me no chili that you said you make from scratch. And Hilton, both of y'all.
That's the end of the
Dana,
show.
I'm gonna get on you too. Dana, I'm gonna get on you too. Dana, I know Dana be cooking something. She over there from Hawaii, so I know Dana be cooking something. Hawaii. That's how they say it. That's how she says it.
I love it.
Guys, that is the end of the show. Thank you for watching. This is the BOP, the BLERD official. I felt this like going over the edge. Like I felt it coming. So I was like, let me cut it out because we were about to get
land this plane.
Yes, I'm gonna land it. This is the BOP, the BLERD official podcast. Tune in every Tuesday. We can't wait to see you again. Love you. Mean it. Bye.
Tune in every Tuesday for a new episode of the BOP, the BLERD official podcast.